Okay. Hello, TikTok. I've had an incredible day so far. I really have. And I'm trying to do this. Everybody's asking me, my friends, about making them stuff. So I started a Winnie the Pooh collection, and I haven't done a rabbit yet. So I figure I'd come over here and draw a rabbit. There was my Winnie the Pooh. And I did this one. I did a video with them. And I got that one. But I think so far my favorite is Eeyore. I really like Eeyore. Eeyore's pretty cool. But I'm going to go ahead and start Rabbit. I got this really cool image I like when he looks like he's upset, which he is the majority of the time in all the Winnie the Poohs. He's got issues sometimes. So, that's life. But, I'm going to start with my sketch. I want to say hello to everybody. I was blessed with 890 subscribers this week on YouTube. And that's just amazing, honestly. It makes me happy. Very happy. I am doing tarot card readings if you guys are interested. I don't focus on just tarot card readings. I feel there's more to life than tarot cards. Sometimes. Okay, I'm thinking orange would be good for this one. I'm going to do it too dark of a color is the thing. Alright. I'm using my pastels. Oh, hello. How are all you guys? I'm using my chalk pastels because I'm making a whole series. I had a 2-hour live stream over on YouTube, and I started it, and I made this one in my live stream for my 2-hour one. I am doing tarot cards. They take time in between getting these ready. It only should take me like a half hour to do it. And then I did this. Actually, that I did yesterday. Some of these were very detailed, and I have so much of these. And then I did this one, and I did this one yesterday. And I figured I did not have, I was going to try to do each of the characters, and then my friends will be happy, and some of them said they don't care if it's Winnie the Pooh or not, but I figure I might as well finish off the trilogy. And what did I do with my last one? There it is. Alright, this one will be Rabbit. I found this really cute picture. This image off the movie that I can draw because I like his expression. But how you guys doing? I've been really busy over on YouTube. I had like 3 viral videos. And I take my chalk pastels and I do it in a circular motion, and I'll show you how to make it like portrait-like. And I'm just going to do a regular pencil drawing, but all that was done with pencil and pastels like this on the paper. So cover your whole poster. But yeah, I've been over there. I had 3 viral videos, and laugh out loud, I did this awesome video that I really liked, and then within 3 hours it did get like close to, I think, 900 views. But I put one out with Chong, and I can't really put some of the videos I can off on YouTube because they only let me when my Google thing I have, my editor has it makes it into a video. So unless it's a video, I can't really send it over here, but you guys didn't get it. But if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll find it. I'm always number 3 in the shorts. And I'm very competitive. That's the thing. On Facebook, when I was able to get on my profile, but I can't no more. I don't know what happened. I just can't. I got hacked and crazy things went on in my life, so maybe I was meant to come over here instead of Facebook. I know I've always had an account, but you know how that goes. I'm everywhere. But I still love my Snapchat. I don't care what anybody says. They're the greatest. They have you could take the best pictures on there. They have such good filters. It's crazy, the filters they have. And I have Snapchat Plus. And I never really, when I go drop my videos on YouTube, I never get snagged for copyright or anything, ever. I don't know if they're affiliated or what, but once you get to this point, I'll show you how to get this done. I'll just stick that there. Just take your finger and go around the circle and go all over your board here. Because when you want to do pencil draw and make it kind of look like something you'd find in a, I don't know, like a Walt Disney store or whatever, this is kind of how it has to look. Or it doesn't apparently look professional, because I have this resident, and I'll tell you that story here. She's very famous for all her stuff. And her, and I think it was her sister, owned this village arts and crafts store. And she was very famous, and she would make people's pictures look like absolute portraits, like the picture they sent her. So they'd pay her to do all this stuff, and she ended up getting sick, and she has a little bit of dementia. And then we talked art, me and this lady. And I'll show her like one of my sketchings or something that does look good, but she'll like find that one detail. And she'll go, well, they're good illustrations for a kid's book. And I'm like, okay, because I respect my elders and I learn from everyone in life. So I just was like, okay. And then I was like, what do you suggest? And then I told my lady that one of my besties in restorative that I've known for a lot of years. And she was just like, she went to investigate because she said, oh, I know her. And she had a famous picture or something. And she went and talked to her, and she's like, well, yeah, sometimes she gets confused, sometimes she's all there, sometimes she's not, but she goes, whatever she's teaching you. And my old art teacher was another resident, and he was a famous artist, Thomas Denny, and he did all the artwork for the Cleveland Indians, the former Cleveland Indians. They changed the name and all that, but anyways, he did all kinds of pictures, but he actually was a painter and a sketch, so he worked with pastels. And the new lady I talked to, because I take care of her all the time, she just mainly used pastels. She told me throw away my paint, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Paint's too expensive, so. But this is how I'm learning this stuff. But you get it to this point. Oh, hello, everybody. So I don't have to keep coming over there pressing hello. But you get it looking like this, and it's grainy. So when you get your pencil on it, it looks good. And I'll show you, even if you make a mistake on the pastel, how you can cover up your mistake and erase, even with this method. And everybody will think you're a superstar. Because even if you're like an average, which I'm an average sketch artist, runs, I've been a writer way far longer than I have even done this. I've only been doing this for a year. That's it, 1 year. And the thing is I was always a dog walker. And I really like just walking my dog and coming home and going to sleep. I had a lot of people from China that watched me. And then I just kept getting bigger and bigger, a little bit here and there. Then I had to do this other stuff, and I tried to, like, Be like a news reporter. Okay, I guess I should have this under here. But I did that, and then I got nagged because they said they have their own fact checkers. I've been through like different little phases, but now I'm just down to where my hobbies are consuming my life. Because I love hobbies. I think hobbies are a very good stress reliever. They honestly are. And I suffer from depression and different things, and I'm prone to things, and I think a lot of people kind of are. So I tend to go to art just to kind of keep my mood good. Alright, even though this picture's small, I have like 2 computers over here. And I like to call it Megatron Studios. I found a old computer that I've had for 12 years, hooked up another monitor, so when I'm on live stream I can just keep looking down. And I don't have to be turning my head everywhere, because this is like common things that happen when you're live streaming. So this is why I have this set up. But I'm just now taking, and I like to do the bottom because the top of these characters is so detailed and well defined that you need time. You need time to get it all together. So you just take your time, like getting your arm placement and stuff like that, because you gotta be able to do the body. And Rabbit you gotta get his belly good. Because the thing with this kind of Disney sketch art is it kind of almost has to be perfect. So you want to get your outline of this. You kind of want to get it good. And see on this side where his arm is, he's sideways. Sometimes as an artist, or if you just want to teach yourself something, which is a really good idea, friends. A very good idea. Because if you try to teach yourself something new every day, or you're trying to, do something like that, it makes your brain work. If you, and I think I heard it only works if you challenge your brain. Okay, right here is where this would start. I'm lining up right now. Kind of how I want to do this, because you gotta line it up. And I got his belly up here, and then his other arm will go this way. It's supposed to go, if this is here, this would be where his wrist is. This would be the start of the arm, right here. So I'm going to put a little line there, because this is bigger. And then you want to figure how wide you want your arm. So I'm going to go right here. And I'm just putting 2 little dots. Kind of got to think of it almost as math. I think of this as math. And this is just something that literally anybody can do. You just gotta, whatever you do to one side, do to other. Just your basic math principles here. That's why I said this is easy, but painting could be very difficult. I mean, people say I'm not a horrible painter, but I think, sometimes I think you overthink things when you're trying to teach yourself something. And I think when that happens, that's when we do that. Now I'm going to get his hand, because he has his hand under his shoulder, his arm over here. So I'm going to sculpt the hand first, because I think that would be better. But yeah, I had a 2-hour stream, and my friend Carl, that's always on these streams, was with me, and he was talking to me. And actually it was cool because he let me know when people wanted a tarot card reading. Because when I get on these streams, I'm thinking about my sketch. But I always glance down on comments. I got a flesh goal or flash goal. I don't know what that means. I'm just, usually when I ever go on live stream, my only goal is to hope I get more than 3 subscribers. Does anyone know what a flash goal means? I don't even know what these roses mean. I really don't. I'm probably like, I don't know, it's sad. I've like got this all the social media and I don't understand a bunch of all the stuff that comes up. I can't tell if it's good, bad, or ugly sometimes. I really don't. All I know is I think TikTok's really cool. So if I make money or don't make money over here, I don't really care. I just think you guys are cool. Well, I got the arm sculpted here. And I'm doing light because I don't want to get it so dark where I can't erase it, because I can always repastel it over. It's like a band-aid if you light sketch it. Wow. I'm going to light sketch this up because I'm going to kind of just do this right here. I'm going to put a little line there because that's how thick I want his. I want this line to come down like that. And I'm just going to shape like that. There we go. Alright, now this one comes up to... And I'm lining this up now because I feel this would be better to be lined up. If you can line it up to where that's where you want your line to be early, that's a good idea. Very good idea. That's what I do because I be messing up if not. And it's really easy to mess up, trust me. Now I'm gonna fix this because this line should be here and this should be gone. This is what I mean about the mistakes. This is why sometimes you gotta repastel. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with repasteling some stuff because it kind of makes every other detail better. I used to beat myself up about this going, what the hell, why do I have fix all this up and do this all the time? But it helps you just fix everything. And there's that outline of his shoulder there. And when I get some of his belly sculpted in, it'll get better because I'll have to do more detail. So I'm going to start his belly now. This is what I got so far. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have to do light sketches. I got to do light shading. And all this was done with pencil and just pastel in the background. I mean, it's the easiest thing for your buck you could ever have. It really is. And it's just for all you sketch artists, especially kids starting out. And their stuff will pop out and it's so easy. Sometimes I find it better if people kind of vibe with something they can afford and at the same time be able to have a whole family fun event with it. Because why not? A lot of kids doodle, if you think about it. It's fun, it's a stress reliever, and it's healthy. It really is, because, they could be out doing crazy things that you don't know about, or they could be at home doodling. And not just, and taking their skills a little, because you never know. They could go to art school type thing, maybe. Maybe that they could be an upcoming artist. And it's good to start this stuff out around, I would think, 10 years old would be good, 9 or 10. Because, my God, by the time they got my age, they'd be a Picasso. They'd be the goat. And I wish more kids did get into this kind of thing, but sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay, I'm trying to get his belly where all this fur is. And the curvature of his neck. Perfect. There we go. Alright, now where I want to keep my dominant shades down here, I'm just going to shade this with my pencil, because I'm going to rub this into the pastels, the pencil. You could do it as light or as dark as you want. That's it. And these pastels I've had, these hard ones, have lasted me like 6 months. And honestly, I might have them a year. You can buy replacement ones, like when you run out of one color. And you just keep the other ones. Just keep them on hand. I mean, it's the easiest thing, really. Alright, I got that. Now we gotta get this arm. But that's what I got so far. That's what I got so far. I mean, once I get it really in there, you'll see more. There you go. Okay, we're doing this. And then I'm going to take this pastel here that I used. And I'm going to go around here like that. Get rid of some of this. They can't tell I erased right there. There you go. It's your whiteout. And you know what? I go through this, and I'm sure any child or adult that knows how it goes through the same damn thing. I'm sure it happens. So it's nice to know that's your whiteout. You don't have to have anything fancy. Just keep the color out that you used for your background. And that's it. You can have something that really looks pretty, and people get so excited because of how nice it is. You just got to be able to sketch on a little bit of detail, but if you can accomplish that, which there's a lot of kids that have amazing sketches these days. Or if you're, if you do tattoo things, oh my god, a tattoo artist would just have a field day with this. They really would. This would be like their playground, this kind of artwork. Especially, or they probably already know about it, so what am I talking about? These, when you go get a tattoo, man, they do some amazing sketches. I would be scared to even try to do something like that. My god, how mad would they be? How mad would you be if somebody gave you a tattoo and it looks like shit? I always hear things when people talk about, I'll never get my tattoo done by that person because it's permanent. At least if they don't like the painting, you can redo it, or the sketch. That's a lot of pressure. I mean, these are things that randomly come through my mind. But that's just me. Alright, now I'm shading in this area. But I do like ink. I don't know if you guys ever seen that. Oh my god, it's so good. They have all these, I mean, in 1 hour, these guys do like some of the best work I've ever seen. And I don't know, they never say what they do. They just kind of go in the back and do it. But I got that, and I shaded it in a little better that way. Because once we rub it in, you'll be able to see more. I didn't want to make it too dark because he's yellow. Or I want to say an off yellow, whatever, not bright yellow, but that's what rabbit is. It is what it is. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and sculpt his chin now. takes a lot of concentration sometimes. Thank God for my mushroom complex. I don't know if any of you guys shop on Amazon, but I'm sure you do. Who doesn't? Amazon is wonderful. It truly is. I be down there all the time, and they have this mushroom complex, and oh, it's so good. You just put it, and it's true, you just put it in your coffee. And it's really nice. I sometimes put like a couple in there, and you get a lot of energy, and you don't have to worry about energy drinks and everything. So, that's what I like about it. I'm trying to sculpt his mouth here. Okay, because this hook's under here. Alright. Now I'm going to try to get this outside of this nose here. Just goes up a little. You just got to get your dimensions a little at a time. And I got to get these fingers shaded. Just shade around, especially like fingers. You could shade in between. So it's not looking like a cart. I don't know, looking all crazy. You kind of want to have it looking like a hand. And you know when, and sometimes when you're separating, doing the little fine details, when you go shade it, that hand looks better because you shaded it between the fingers. So, alright, now I'm going to kind of leave that be, because I feel I'm going to mess up if I don't get to these other details first. Like finishing out this half where his little fur ends and begins. Okay, right up here is where that goes. And I'm going to try to get his nose now, because it's still white. Since we're not doing, and you're doing more sketch, you gotta kind of show in your sketch where it would begin and end, pretty much. That's the thing, so they're highly detailed. Alright. And we're going now. This chin, his face, kind of droops down this way, and this line connects that. You gotta get it to where, because we're having two parts to this face. This is your hardest step right here. So just remember, this is, once you get here, you're almost at the finish line. This took me such a long time before, and I would struggle with this. I've struggled with this like this. That's why it took me an hour to do one, because I was learning, and this happens. Now I just know when to relax, when to get my lines down, and yada yada yada. So you kind of live and learn, I guess. I'm gonna start this one ear before I got half the face, and we're just not gonna be able to get the whole ear in here. And you know what? Just not every one of these things have full ears. If you can't get a full ear in, that's okay, because that's a challenge for you. That means that you got to figure out how to execute it. You got to figure out how you're going to do whatever you're going to do, because I guess we would call this character boarding. And this one ear comes round here to start the face. So you want to get your lines, they have it lined up nice. Okay, there's this groove here, so you want to take this here, because I can't be off at all with this line. I'm going to leave it like that now. gonna sculpt this ear now. Got that. Sculpting this head is gonna be a minute. It does take a minute. So if you're beginning, because it took me an hour sometimes, but I just take my time. Sometimes it takes me longer, honestly, because over there people, they like having tarot card readings, so. Or I'm talking to people. I talk to people. I mean, over here I don't get a whole lot of that. Maybe because I'm new. Maybe that's probably what it is, the new girl sort of syndrome. I know that on YouTube, I'm like the little tiny fish in the pond. That's why I gotta be a better editor. Some of these people that are big in the world, they got their own editors. But I feel if you can edit your own stuff, sometimes it's not a bad thing. It really isn't. I feel maybe it makes you learn your craft a little more. And there's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. Alright, I'm going to lightly shade around this ear. I'm just going to start getting my shade work done where this is actually done. And then start like on my fine details of rabbit. Alright, I want to first shade a little more this way, and then I'm going to shade side to side. Wherever you want your audience to look, and your audience is who's looking at your work. You wave it the way you want people to start looking. And I'm doing this with all my little details here. Just like the inside of his ear. I'm just doing squiggly lines. But wherever you shade, and you're going to rub this in too. Everything gets rubbed. When you shade, like if you're shading like for the inside, you just do a little extra shade. Like that. You're going around to show that that's the inside. And that's it. And then I'm going to do that. I'm going to just take the inside of this ear and do a light shade right here. Because you got to make sure. And since it's coming out this way, you turn it and then shade up. And it should look like that. You're just shading little areas. And that just shows you're done. And the bottom here is done. So I'm going to start doing the same thing. You turn it over, sideways shade, and over here. And then I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do a sideways shave right here. There we go. Just shading it. And I'll show you why all this is important, I promise, when it's rubbed in. And I tell you, it makes anybody look professional. And it's exciting because it's cheap. Whenever you find poster board on sale or just your old school supplies, this is what could be used for it. You know what? Hell, use the rulers too. Because whatever you do to one side, you got to do to another. So you're using your rulers also, so nothing goes to waste. Because let's not forget about how the ocean has all this garbage up in it. And I'm not saying it's just our fault, it's industry and everything else. But just try to reuse everything you have. Like if you have one ruler, or if you have a ruler that's still good, save it for the next year. If everybody just started reusing more things, it would be easier. Everything would be a little easier if everybody just reused things. I use all my things. Even if I had $1 million, I would still reuse all my things. It even saves money. Oh my god, all the money I save because I reuse everything. Because I think to myself, I don't want a baby dolphin dying or not being able to get fed because of the top of my bottle. And I think about this stuff. Okay, we're still doing sideways shaving, friends. It doesn't end the sideways shaving. But this is how I live my life. So, and it saves you lots of money. I'm not shaving the edge of this because he is looking sideways. I kind of want everything going sideways, so I'm just doing the innermost part for this. If you shade both ends, it kind of just looks ridiculous, but we got that so far. But you see, if you don't shade both sides, it shows he's turning. And we're gonna, everyone. Alright, you want to start at the edge because it has to show that he is turning. So, gotta shade these little babies in too while we're at it. Just a light shade on this outside. Nothing huge, just a light one around the belly part. And just the innermost part of the belly too. Because we want a good shade line over here. If we don't have a good shade line, it's not going to be a good day for our happy rabbit. Right. There we go. I think I got most of my light shading done. Let me get this neckline shaded. Kind of say, and then you kind of figure while you're doing your residual shading. I've got to connect these anyways, which I already, I'll do while I'm shading. You can see which ones you need to connect and things like that too. See, I just connected those because I realized I had the right line. But this is how you got to do it. And then I'm just inside. I'm just shading. I'm not doing outside shaving for the face at all because it's gonna look like crap. Alright. We're gonna do more inside shaving. We're gonna shade here. And by his mouth too. Even though that you got to be real careful because you could sideways shave while you're going around something. But while you're going around something, make sure you're going sideways. Alright. And then especially the nose. It must be shaded. But here. And then we're going to shade around this one little piece of hair on top of his head too. See how the shading makes it better? This is all with the shading. But I promise you, these are expensive at Disney World. I actually wanted to buy one of these at Disney once, and you know how you go on these trips and you're getting low money, and I was like, oh, I got like $100 or $200. And I'm looking and they wanted more than that. I'm like, oh no, thank you. That's what we're not getting. So I guess now I'm just making things that I didn't think I could afford before. And there's nothing wrong with it. Why not? Why not do it yourself if you can? Alright, I had to refresh my computer. Alright, now we're doing whiskers. He has one whisker here, one whisker here, and go in a curve because you want to make this look like a portrait. You don't want to make it look crazy. And then he's looking sideways, so we got two whiskers going down this way. And curve towards this way, because this is where he's standing, so you curve it this way. Just like that. And we are not going to shade those because when we rub it, we're just going to make these real dark. So when we rub it, it comes out really nice. So if you're not going to shade it, you do a real dark pronounced line. And then we got that. So you see his there. And you might think it looks good now, but it looks better once it gets shaded. Alright, now we're going to start with the wrinkles here. Alright, his nose, we're going to start. It's like right at the outer rim of his nose. Okay, we got to get an eyebrow in now. Alright, I'm going to try to get the eye in first. And I like to go for expressional kind of work. Because I feel it challenges my brain better. And I feel if you try to do something, and I've never drawn rabbit before. This is my first time. I am just a student of the world, and I just like to do this for fun, and sometimes people like to watch. Alright, I'm starting his eye over here, because this is going to be a bitch getting out. Oh my god, I hope that I don't get in trouble for saying that. I get banged for so many things around TikTok, it's crazy. Lately, they've been nice to me. But we'll see. Because I'm allowed every once in a while to cuss over there, and sometimes I have potty mouth. I'm not gonna lie. I try to be nice, and alright. Okay, that's supposed to be in a curve. Alright, I gotta curve this, it's the problem. Alright, I might have to switch that or fix it a little bit. Okay, this is here. And this is supposed to come down here. And make a line right up. It's a little higher. There we go. It's going up and over in a curve right here. Kind of just eyeball it, honestly. If you gotta erase, you gotta erase. What are you gonna do? Alright, this line isn't terrible because he's crinkling his eye, so it's not too bad. So I'll just bring it over this way. There. Right there. That is not bad. Just kind of got to estimate all this stuff here. And I'm moving this here. I'm just moving the eye around where I'm just trying to sculpt this eye out. And then there's these two lines under here, and if you don't get these lines right, it's terrible. And I think it's terrible because if you spend this much time on something, it might as well look good. This is my motto. I mean, if I'm going to invest my time and effort, I'm going to try to make sure it's looking the best I can, because you said, oh, I was painting and you got this crazy thing. And they just look at you, they okay, something that one of your kids, when they were younger, could do better. So this is why I aspire for these things. Alright, well this isn't bad even with my little mistake over there. I was able to fix it. Alright. There you go. Rabbits. Now, I'm going to see what I'm going to shade up in here. I want to do a dry shade. I call these dry shades. Around the nose area. And I want to make this one more pronounced like that one. And bring it up more. Sometimes I just add lines when I'm at this stage of the sketch, honestly. Even though the other sketch artists had them at one angle, sometimes I feel like they could have added more. So sometimes I just add a little more just to make it look good. Because I feel if you have the same on one side and the other and equal it out, it's just better. But that's just me, and you are you. So if you guys wanted to do this on your own, you're gonna find your own way. But I redid the face. Now you rub. Alright. You literally just take it in circles on the edges that you shaded. Just circle here. Circle. We want to get that nice portrait look. I mean, you could do some side to side and all of this gets shaded side to side, but I feel if you do the circle method when you're actually doing and I call it just smoothing out what you shaded. It kind of gives it the same smooth look as your canvas. And you literally made a canvas. I mean, this is the cheap way to make a canvas, and really you could use this method if you just wanted to paint too. If you wanted to paint and you needed a canvas and they're like, I don't know, last time I looked, I have somebody donate last time I looked. They wanted, like, for the bigger ones, sometimes $40. So, that's a lot of money when you could just put pastels on poster board. Because everybody got other problems to deal with. These, I'm not going to fade out. I feel they look good just the way they are. The eyes and stuff. But, I got this. I don't know, I might. Alright, we're gonna do a little bit. Because that looks like way too dark here. Alright, the eyebrows we're gonna do. The eyebrows wouldn't really bother anything. I guess I lied. I guess we are shading a little because when I put it up to the camera, it kind of looked like crap. I'm gonna just make it a little darker up here. There you go. The eyebrows make sense. Like if you, like I had a dark shade when I rubbed that in, it was real dark. So get it darken up around it now. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna darken up around this and go sideways here. Do the same thing with the ears because the colors aren't going to match. Because one part was, and you don't even have to be looking at your screen at this point, where you're looking at your thing. And I'm going straight on this. Just straight up and down, just define the lines, that's it. Yeah, that's better. Oh my god, that looks so much better. Alright, we're going to define the lines everywhere. And do straight up and down shading. And you'll see, when you do your stuff, like, if you have one part that's too dark, you gotta even it out in the rest of your sketch. So that's what we're gonna do. And some sketches are like that. So we're just gonna draw it again. And we're just gonna go straight up because we want it to match the face. You don't want everybody kind of looking and going, oh. Because it's gonna seem off if it's light. If it's light shaded one area and dark shaded in another. Then you're just forced to dark shade it all. And you just go straight up and down and do another line. I'm going to dark shade the outside. Especially like defining lines. I feel that would be better with this. Just once more like that. Really want these lines showing. Alright. And this here for his hand. I want to define that line again. I went up there too much. Alright. There you go. Oh, that's not bad. I'm kind of doing it outside and leaving some of them light inside. Get both shoulders. Those I like to call the dominant lines. The outline of your whole entire sketch. And we're going to do it right on the outside of his mouth here. Not the whole face, just certain sections of it. Alright. Now. Alright, I'm just actually putting lines in here that you can't see anymore. We gotta have those details. If we don't have those details, it's not gonna be good. Alright, now we're finally done. There we go. And that's all we're gonna do. We leave in this light and that dark, and it actually look, and this is how you do it. And this could be someone's birthday present, you know, housewarming present, and it really didn't cost you a lot of money. And I feel that a lot of people can sketch and doodle, and this is the easy activity for everyone. But I've had a great time, and I hope to talk to you guys on YouTube one day. I know you guys don't like going to any other network, but maybe you could come visit me. I would appreciate the hello and the visit. And I'm gonna go because I gotta download this, and then I got one more live stream on YouTube. And then I'm gonna go to sleep. So I miss you guys, and then I hope everyone has a great day, and I'm gonna probably come on tomorrow because I don't have to work. Today was my day off too, so. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow, and have a great day.